Yeah, welcome to my channel. So today in this video I am going to discuss about the chemoselective oxidizing agents. It is the continuation of the previous lecture which I have taken. So it is going to be the most important video for the viewers. So please watch until the end. So I have covered all the textbooks, major textbooks like Claydon, Carruthers, Zweifel, Nance and etc. And I found these topics are much important in the upcoming CSR NET examinations. So if you watch the video till the end, you will have the idea such that you will not forget till the end. If you watch this video, it would be enough for you for solving all the reagents topic. Okay, so please do watch my previous oxidizing agents videos, and in the next coming videos I will be completing oxidizing and I will be starting the reducing agents. So please watch the video till the end, and if you are new to my channel, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. So let's just begin with our topic. So today in chemoselective oxidizing agent, the reagent which I am going to take is Des-Martin pyridinane, DMP, which is called as DMP, Des-Martin pyridinane, and the structure looks like this actually. OAC, OAC. So this is the hypervalent iodine atom. So this hypervalent iodine atom is much reactive. Sometimes it may be explosive. Okay, actually Des-Martin pyridinane is prepared from the reagent which is called as iodoxybenzoic acid, that is IBX reagent. So these both IBX and as well as the Des-Martin pyridinane, which if you will not handle it carefully, it may be explosive. So due to the presence of this hypovalent iodine atom, it will become explosive. The main important points involved in Des-Martin pyridinane is it is easy to handle. It is a white colored solid basically, and it is easy to handle. White colored solid, and it is easy to handle. And another point is that it will selectively oxidize only primary and secondary alcohols. Okay, primary and secondary alcohols. So when compared to allyl and benzylic carbon atoms or alcohols, allyl and benzyl alcohols basically are more reactive than primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. So in order to selectively oxidize only primary and secondary alcohols, DMP reagent is used, Des-Martin pyridinane is used. Okay, so this is the important point. And another important point is, in order to increase the rate of reaction, few drops of water is added. So water accelerates the rate of reaction. And this Des-Martin pyridinane is neutral. It is neutral. So you can easily carry out the reaction in which your substrate is protected by any acid labile group or base labile groups. So it won't affect the acid and base labile groups. That is the main important point. So these 2 points you must keep in mind. If water is added, it increases the rate of the reaction. So it is neutral. So you can carry out both in water as well as the inorganic solvents. And one more important point is, after the reaction is completed, whatever the residual DMP and leftover DMP is there, easily you can recover by filtration process. Normal filtration process is enough to recover this Des-Martin pyridinane reaction. And also another important point is, I personally used Des-Martin pyridinane in my laboratory. I converted a big steroidal skeleton containing acid labile groups and base labile groups into normal aldehydes and ketones. So steroidal skeleton, it is main application is steroidal skeleton. So it will not affect any other groups. Okay, so this is about the DMP. Next we will move on to another reagent which is very important. So for example, we will take tempo. We will go to tempo and solve it. Let's take tempo. Very important reagent, it is tempo. It is orange color solid. It is orange color solid, and by using tempo we can easily perform reactions using tempo. and it is C. Tempo is nothing but tetramethyl piperidine 1 oxide. So the structure looks like this. Tetramethyl, one methyl group, another methyl group here, and another group here, and oxygen radical. So this oxygen radical is responsible for oxidation process to carry out. So the main important point is for tempo is used for selective oxidation of primary alcohols over secondary alcohols. So if at all any compound is present which is having both primary alcohol and secondary alcohol, by using tempo you can selectively perform primary alcohols without protecting the secondary alcohols. You don't have to protect the secondary alcohols, directly you can perform the reaction. So see here, consider this example. So see here, we got two secondary alcohols here. So by using tempo, what we will get? These groups are unaffected. These secondary alcohols groups are unaffected. Directly you will obtain aldehyde. So this is the importance of the tempo. Similarly, if you want to selectively oxidize secondary alcohols, there is one more reagent. Secondary alcohols over primary alcohols is obtained by using silver carbonate over silyte. So before going to silver carbonate over silyte, another reagent we have to discuss, that is palladium acetate. Very important reagent, palladium acetate. It also selectively oxidizes primary alcohols over secondary alcohols. Another specialty, very important specialty, is that if there is a competition between primary alcohols unsaturated and primary alcohols saturated, selectively primary alcohols which are saturated are oxidized fast. So generally saturated alcohols are unreactive. So by using palladium acetate, we can easily obtain that unreactive alcohols into reactive ones, and we can obtain our desired aldehyde as a product. So it is one of the important. So how to perform the reaction? Generally used solvent is triethylamine. And see, in atmosphere, 1 atmosphere pressure, and in the presence of oxygen, that means open air, you can conduct this reaction in open air. So the main oxidation state of palladium here is +2 oxidation state. So you can perform this reaction in our laboratory conditions itself. There is no need to go for the harsh reaction. So this is the speciality of the palladium acetate, that is palladium +2 salt. Very important point is, so in general, if at all in a reaction, if there is a possibility of formation of Z alkene, so some reagents convert Z alkenes into E alkenes. Some reagents convert Z to E for thermodynamic stability. So by using this palladium acetate, there is no isomerization problem. So isomerization is completely eliminated. Isomerization of alkenes is stopped, or there is no isomerization of the alkenes. So this is one of the speciality of this palladium acetate. Very important reagent it is. If at all they have given palladium acetate and they have given primary alcohols over secondary alcohols, primary alcohols are oxidized selectively, and the solvent is triethylamine, 1 atmosphere pressure, and in the presence of oxygen only it will occur. Why? Because oxidation we are doing, right? So in the presence of normal molecular oxygen only oxidation is going to happen. Another important point is isomerization of alkenes never happen. And very good results are obtained. Above 90% yield you can expect. 90% yield you can expect. Very good yield is obtained by using this kind of reagent. Now we will move on to silver carbonate. So I can take examples and explain, but everybody knows that primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols, you can apply this one. Okay, so in the separate video I will be making specially on the problems regarding all these reagent which are asked in the previous exams like CSIR, NET, SET and GATE, and we will try to solve it. Now I don't think I have to use different kinds of examples. Silver carbonate over silicate. Silicate is nothing but it is a clay type particle. It is sand or clay type particle which is used for filtration. Sometimes it is used as a bed, sometimes it is used as a solid support in order to carry out the reaction. So very important reagent silver carbonate, and previous year's questions also we can see by AG 2C, that is silver carbonate. And you must understand that silver in +1 oxidation state, silver +1 is halogen selective Lewis acid. Okay, if at all in a reaction mixture halogens are present like chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine, so that if you use silver salt, silver 1+1 salt, that silver +1 salt selectively abstracts the halogen atom and precipitate. Okay, so that is one of the use of silver +1. So next one is silver carbonate will selectively oxidize primary and secondary alcohols. So if at all allyl and benzyl alcohols are present, they are selectively oxidized. So how to differentiate or how to carry out these reactions separately? So if you use, very important point it is, if you use acetone or methanol, selectively allyl and benzyl will react. Allyl and benzyl alcohol will react if you use acetone or methanol. If at all they have given acetone or methanol as a solvent, then allyl and benzyl functional groups are affected. Whereas if they give any other organic solvent, any other organic or inorganic, whatever the solvent it is, like DCM, okay, sometimes water, it will dissolve in water, sometimes water, whatever you use the solvent, then selectively primary and secondary alcohols are used. So see here, primary alcohols are oxidized very lately over secondary alcohols. So secondary alcohols will react fast. So with this we can say that these are selectively used for secondary alcohols. We can stop the reaction there itself. Okay, we can stop the reaction there itself by checking the thin layer chromatography, that is TLC. So TLC is a small method used to detect the completion of the reaction. Basically, don't bother about it. So secondary alcohols react fast. That indicates silver carbonate selectively oxidizes secondary alcohols over primary alcohols. So primary alcohols also will react, but they will react very slowly. So you can easily separate the secondary alcohol product, that is ketone product, you can selectively take out. So let's take an example here. And also one more thing is, it also protects the enantiomer selectivity. It will not disturb the enantiomer selectivity. Okay, it will not disturb. So whatever the so see this example. Easily converted silver carbonate and silicate, and half an hour, 30 minutes only, you can easily convert secondary alcohols into ketones. Very fast reaction it is. Okay, very fast reaction. And if you consider this moiety, this is secondary and this is primary. If you want to carry out this reaction, you will obtain two products, that is silver carbonate and silicate. If you use, you will get first of all a ketone product and aldehyde is left over like that only. that alcohol after 30 minutes. After 30 minutes. Okay. So if you keep for more than 80 minutes, then you will also get aldehyde product. Both products are oxidized. So we can easily separate this molecule, right? After 30 minutes, easy to separate. And also silver carbonate is very easy to handle. Now I am going to tell a very important point. I don't think nobody told this point. I will tell you, see, very important point which is very useful for you. So in general, besides oxidizing the normal primary and secondary alcohols, if 1,5, 1,4 and 1,6 diols are there, 1,6 diols are present, they will in general oxidize into lactones. Everybody knows it, they oxidize lactones. So 1,5 diol should be secondary, 1,5 diol should be primary. So both diols, that means both OH functional group, must be primary only. Then only they will convert into lactones. So what if one is primary and one is secondary? What happens? So it will convert into hydroxy ketones. We will obtain hydroxy ketones. So we will solve one example and we will understand. Okay. So please make a note of it. Once again I will repeat. See, 1,5, 1,4, 1,6 diols are present. In general, they will be converted into lactones. We know that. So both OH groups must be primary only. If one of the primary group is replaced by secondary, then we won't be getting lactones. We will be getting hydroxy ketones. We will be getting lactones, but in smaller quantities. That is, minor product is that one. Okay. So but the major product is hydroxy ketone. Let's take an example and solve it. Let's take an example and we will solve it. So see this example, primary, and it is also primary. Here ketol. Okay. So if you use silver carbonate over xylite, what you will get? In general, we know very well, that is, we will get lactone product and it is not affected. See, by using silver carbonate, acid level groups are not affected. This is also one advantage. So both are primary alcohol. This is also primary, this is also primary. So let's take the secondary alcohols and see what will happen. Consider this moiety and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So it is 1,6 diol. So one is secondary, another one is primary. So what if you use the same kind of reagent? You will be seeing that the secondary will be secondary functional group. That means secondary alcohol is oxidized and the remaining one is left as it is. Okay. So this is going to happen if you use one secondary and one primary. This is very important, and yields are high, very high yield. Percentage yield is very high. You can expect more percentage here, more than 85% of yield you will get. Okay, remaining percentage like this, byproducts, in the form of byproducts it will go. So easy to filter also. So this is the best reagent to oxidize, secondary alcohols over primary alcohols. So chemoselectivity plays an important role here. Correct. The next reagent is, we can take manganese dioxide. So manganese dioxide is selectively used for allyl alcohol oxidation. So it also converts primary and secondary alcohols to aldehydes, but majorly it is used for allyl alcohol oxidation. So one important point we must understand it. So manganese dioxide, it should be very fresh in order to carry out the reaction. It must be fresh. So there are 2 points we can do. One is preparing fresh one. preparing fresh reagent, in situ we can prepare the fresh reagent. How we can prepare the fresh reagent? So how to prepare the fresh reagent? That is, see, by taking potassium permanganate, KMnO4 and magnesium sulfate, we will be obtaining manganese dioxide. So KMnO4 plus magnesium sulfate gives the freshly prepared manganese dioxide in situ. So it converts selectively allyl alcohols into ketones, aldehydes. So another method is, take the MnO2, required amount of MnO2, and heat it. So after heating, that manganese dioxide will be active without any impurities and moisture. So it will be the reacting species. So two methods are there. One is heating and another method is freshly preparing MnO2. I prefer freshly prepared KMnO4. So one of the best alternative for manganese dioxide is, so see, this is messy, right? In order to prepare fresh one, it takes time, and also see, by using activated MnO2, it also takes time. So one of the best alternative is, we can take is same reactivity. One of the best alternative is, see, potassium permanganate KMnO4 on solid support. If you take KMnO4 on solid support, we will be obtaining the same desired product. This is the desired product. Okay, and the reactivity also very high. Reaction also proceeds very fast, and the yields are also very high. It is the best alternative for manganese dioxide reaction. But however, manganese dioxide is majorly used in our laboratory. Why? Because see, it is easily available. But we cannot expect solid support everywhere. Depending upon the laboratory conditions, we will be having this solid support. So manganese dioxide is easy to handle. That is why it is used. Okay. So by this, I'll just conclude this video. Why? Because it is going to be very lengthy. So if you like this video, please watch till the end, like our video, and share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon. Please do watch the video till the end.